Well, Macy, congratulations on the victory. I'm sure not what you drew up in terms of when you were envisioning victories, but I guess what are the emotions, now that you got a win over the previous #1 contender?
Yeah. It feels great, I wish I could have made a different statement out there, right? Had that opportunity. Bueno Silva is a warrior, man. I mean, she's one of the tougher people that I've had the opportunity to fight in this division. But it's just a result and a statement of the consistency that I've been putting in for so long, for the last few years, and it's just finally coming together. So it feels good. There's a lot more I need to work on, but I just feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Up until the cut, how do you think the fight was playing out compared to your expectations?
I thought it was going really well. There was a lot of, I expected her to be very strong in the clinch. And of course she got to the clinch like she wanted to, but it's nothing that I haven't seen before. I mean, I've been so consistent for the last few years, like I've said, that it doesn't matter what avenue we're going down. I mean, I'm going to end up on top. I'm going to end up in a dominant position.
And when you landed that elbow from the top that cut her open, it kind of looked like you smiled a bit.
I did.
Did you know what was? The fight was there was a chance that fight would end if the doctor got a look at it.
That's not why I smiled. I smiled because I landed it and I saw how big the cut was, and I was like, "Oh shit, that was awesome." I smiled because I love it. This is what I love to do. I was 2-0 when I went into the Ultimate Fighter, so I just feel like I've grown up in the cage. Like, the cage has literally been just a part of me since I've started MMA.
At Media Day, you alluded to when you were breaking down her game plan that she was excelled when you guys would be near the fence. In that first round, she really tried to push it to the fence. So I know you said it was going well, but once you saw that happen, you were like, oh, I know what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah. So the first round, I was not supposed to clinch at all, but I did not listen very well to that. When we clinched, I realized that the clinch wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be. So I didn't think to frame and go back to striking. I just kind of felt comfortable there.
And can you kind of sympathize with her that, like, she wanted to keep fighting?
Yeah.
She was trying to walk away from the doctor.
I know.
And listen to them.
Yeah, I can. But I think they made the right choice. It was a pretty big cut.
Obviously, like I said, win over a former #1 contender. Where do you go from here? Like, are you 1 or 2 fights away from a title shot? Because it seems like since Amanda retired, the division's kind of wide open now.
Yeah, I hope so. I feel like I am. I really do. I feel like I've put in the work, and like I said, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And Mick Maynard and Dana have taken awesome care of me. So whatever they want next for me, I want it.
Macy, over here. Congratulations on the win. You mentioned, the layoff and then obviously having the good performance earlier this year. You get the win here tonight. I'm sure you want to ride that momentum. Is there sort of an ideal timeline you want to take your next fight? I know we're just coming off the win tonight.
Right. Well, when I fought Panty back in March, Coach called me as I was flying home. Yeah. Hey, you want to fight 303? I'm like, hell yeah. So I've had enough time off to hone my skills and keep hammering away at getting better, and we're on this run. Let's do it. I'm ready for it.
Macy, can you, to your left, front row.
Gotcha.
International Fight Week, the NHL draft's in town. There's been a lot of talk about the attendance and the gate. Can you just talk about the anticipation, building up, the excitement, and then once you're in there, the energy in the building tonight?
Yeah. So, when I got the call until now, I mean, that has been the biggest thing for me is I had to try and keep my spirit right where it needs to be, because every time I thought about International Fight Week, I literally got goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, I'm so hyped, right? And I've just had to do a lot of mental work on keeping everything right where it needs to be. And it's just, I walked in there and I looked around and I'm like, man, I fucking love to be here. Like, this is exactly what I want to do, And when I get in there, I don't want to get out. So lock the cage, close it, shut it, keep me in there, and I'm going to keep fighting my way through.
Just one more over here, Macy. You mentioned at Media Day, we brought up Kayla Harrison. It appears that Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington's going to be next, so that seems like that's set. Kayla will not have an opponent. Does that seem like ideal for you next to get that fight?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been in talks, obviously, I have a few ideas of who I think that she should fight before me, but like I said, the UFC has taken a lot of care of me, right? So whatever Dana and Mick want for me, I want it.
Macy, on that note, just over here next to James, if the UFC asks you to backfill as a replacement should Pena or Pennington fall out, is that something you'd be interested in?
100%.
I like it. And just one more, first back-to-back wins in a few years for you, both by stoppage. How does it feel to get back to that sort of consistency?
It feels really good, and there's a lot of things I needed to clean up outside of my life, to get to where I am now, and I needed that year and a half off to be exactly where I am right now. I really do.
Would you be willing to share some of the things that you cleaned up during that time?
I needed time off to eat more calories. I wasn't eating enough calories, so making 135 was horrific. I was running 40 miles a week on top of doing camps. And I was just kind of deteriorating, right? My mental health started slipping, and I wasn't sure if I was going to come back to fighting. There was a moment where I really thought I was done. And that was kind of rock bottom for me, and I think moving through that and working through all the kinks is really what has gotten me to where I am now. And I truly believe that. Just was a lot of mental work, and it was a lot of doing the right things all the time, not sometimes.
Last one for me. If the Macy from rock bottom could kind of see you sitting here today, International Fight Week, possibly on the verge of a title shot, what would she say? How would she feel?
Thank you for not quitting, right? Thank you for continuing to put one foot in front of the other. And, I had a dream last night. Right before I woke up, I was walking down this dark road with a dark horse, and I wasn't riding it. I didn't even know where I was going. I was just walking. And for me, interpretation is putting one foot in front of the other, right? You don't have to have an end goal. You just have to keep going. And you fall down 7, you get up 8, right? And for me, it's when I look back at those things, this right now is just a product of what I'm always supposed to be, what I was meant to do. And I'm thankful for those times where I've been in rock bottom because I am who I am today because of it.
Thank you for your candor and congratulations.
Thank you.
Macy,
Hey, Macy,
just for quick clarification from what you said earlier, you said you had an idea of who you thought Kayla should fight before you. I know Kayla's new and she's the big name right now. So do you kind of put yourself like she needs to do work before she gets an opportunity to fight you?
I would just like to see her fight some other physical girls. And it's not that I don't want to fight her. I would love to fight her. I really want to see her fight Norma Dumont. I would love to see that fight.
I think Kayla said she'd be down to fight because Eileen Perez called her out too.
Yeah.
And Kayla was like, "I'll fight her too."
Yeah. Shit, do it.
Hey, Macy, back here.
Yeah.
Macy, it's been quite the crazy night hearing about, Dan Ige stepping in for Brian Ortega. I'm wondering, did any of that ever reach the locker room and the vibe back there?
Yeah, when I was in the back changing, I looked at the TV and they just said that Brian Ortega was out. I was like, this is wild. Crazy.
And then just wondering, what are your thoughts on who will win between Raquel and Juliana Pena if that one comes through?
I don't know. I think it's possible Juliana Pena might come up on top. I think she's a lot more seasoned in that aspect, but I don't really know the caliber of her injuries right now. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats on that win. Is this victory just that much more fantastic and amazing and just feel good that it was not at an apex, but in T-Mobile Fight Week, International Fight Week, and it's just made it that much more significant for you and your team?
Yeah. Fighting, going in there and just being me is what I do, right? I try not to build anything up. Fighting International Fight Week is awesome. I mean, I was, really trying to work on keeping the momentum, especially with my fight in March. And, I'm so blessed and grateful to do what I do. And I just love being here.
When you guys tangled, you were given just as good as you got, and it just got out to such a fast, hard pace.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, the Knights play here, and it looked like a hockey fight. You guys just held each other tight, plumb, boom, boom, boom. Was that what you expected to say, like, hey, if she wants to, like, keep raising the stakes. I'm gonna meet you
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I can do this now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Macy 2.0.
Yeah. No, I 100% expected her to come out guns blazing. Yeah. And that's why all fight week I was kind of saying that she was a mess. It wasn't disrespect. It was just the fact that her emotions are always heightened. So it's like when your emotions are always heightened, you can't really see what's going on. You don't understand what's happening. So I think that she gasses herself out like that. And, and I knew it was going to be a crazy fight, so I just had to weather the storm.
Awesome stuff. Speaking of crazy, not that long ago you were away for a year. Now, come Monday morning, you might be top 5. How insane is that? Or maybe even top 3 if you just switch that.
I better be top 5. I'm hoping. That was my goal on my list, right? I have a list of things, and that would be awesome. That'd be a huge blessing.
Excellent. Congrats on the win. I love that dream with the dark horse. You're like the dark horse of the division. Nobody saw you coming.
Yeah. Thank you.